It doesn't, I have a, it's like, in movies when like there are two people are struggling for control of the gun and then suddenly the gun goes off and the lights go out and for one terrible moment we kind of don't know who's been hit. It's like that's sort of like sometimes feels like my base emotion. So I have all these other things that kind of not just cover that up, but allow me to be at ease when I might not be at ease.
Alchemize, sublimate,
Yeah.
move the energy into something that
Yeah, but then never you never want to be, because what you said is like, do people sometimes assume that?
Well, because you said just for the people that weren't privy to our private conversations earlier, you said some very sincere things to me, and I was wavering. I was like, how do I?
Oh, right.
I don't want to laugh at something that's not meant to be
but it's
laughed at.
No, but it's okay to laugh. I would never think when I meet people and I'm away from cameras and lights to ever put on a show, or even if I'm feeling crazy on the inside, I will be quiet and reserved and kind of, straight down the middle. So, because can you imagine meeting people and you're just doing bits? It was actually, speaking of Will Ferrell, that's what I loved about him, which is that every time we chatted, it was about some matter of the heart. It wasn't like a bit, and then we would get into bits sometimes, but for the most part, he's a very thoughtful and sensitive person.
And not to make our variety actors and actors about Will Ferrell, but the documentary that he just made is a kind of
Harper,
a beautiful, strange little opening into a part of him that we don't often get to have access to.
But I think that's the operating system too.
Yeah, exactly.
What would you say your operating system is? Like, what is your, if this isn't too personal, but what's the thing you kind of push against? Because having a public persona, that they never reconcile with the private, I don't think. I mean, very rarely.
Can you talk more about what you mean by that in terms of you?